Hello everyone, gonna make this video quick because I don't have any AC, it's a million degrees upstairs, I can only survive downstairs with the little window AC that we got. So anyway, a thing happened and I figured we should talk about it. Got some casualties, we got some trans casualties very recently. So today is May 8th, no, May 8th is the day this happened, today is May 11th, and a trans guy was shot and killed by his girlfriend, who was also trans, and she also killed her brother and herself. I don't know if her brother was just visiting them or if he also lived with them, but she killed both of the guys who were in the apartment, and then she left and killed herself in the woods. So, yeah, ooh. Wow, Blair White's gonna be all over this one, y'all know what I'm saying? She loves when trans women kill people, and killing herself too. Ooh, cherry on top for Blair White. She adores that shit. So I just wanted to go over this to prepare you guys, because transphobes, including Blair White, they're going to be all over this shit. Conservatives are going to be talking about this case a little bit, at least, I think, because it's very violent and shocking, and to me it kind of hits close to home because I have had a history of domestic violence, and because my girlfriend and I are both trans, and it's just really scary thinking about something like that happening. Like, obviously my girlfriend would never do anything like that, and I would never do anything like that, but hot damn, shit happens sometimes. And it's really sad. And so I wanted to talk about these people. This guy's name is Ray Muscat. And he is dead now. He was 26, recently graduated from college, and now he's not around anymore to enjoy his life. And this is his girlfriend, who died by suicide after she killed him and her brother. There's not a lot of information about the brother. And what this article was concerned about is transphobic media coverage. I looked at some of the local media coverage by this, like, the town in Michigan. There were some videos on YouTube, and there actually wasn't any misgendering that I came across. There was somebody who called her they. I think they called Ruby they. But that was as far as it went, so that was good at least. But you probably will be seeing, like, more transphobic outlets, you know, like conservative news outlets, who are really going to be all over this shit. There's something that I wanted to mention about this case, because I'm a trans guy, and there's kind of a rift in the community occasionally between trans feminine people and trans masculine people, because we experience different kinds of problems, and one of the problems that trans women, trans feminine people experience is they have the spotlight on them 24/7. People are not just interested in them, people are obsessed with them. People lead harassment campaigns against trans feminine people constantly. Yeah, it does happen to trans masculine people a little bit, to a lesser extent. A lot of people don't like to acknowledge that we exist, though, in general. I feel like a lot of people don't find us as threatening as they find trans women. Not that trans women are threatening, but we're less convenient for the narratives that they try to push about trans people when it comes to, like, danger and promiscuity and whatever the fuck else. Degeneracy, that's the one. Because, you know, from a transphobe's perspective, a trans woman is a big, scary, predatory man pretending to be an innocent little lady so she can get away with murder and whatnot. And so whenever they think about trans men, they're just like, oh, it's just a confused little lady who thinks that she can be a big, tough man. And so they don't find us threatening, I guess, or they don't find us interesting to talk about, so we get ignored. Why am I bringing that up? Well, I'll tell you why I bring that up, okay? Ray Muscat. Google Trends. Now let's compare that to how many we've got for Ruby. Do you think it will be the same? Wow. Here's our trans guy on the bottom who was murdered. And people are only, I don't know, about 5 times or more as much interested as they are in the trans guy. Like, we've got a murder-suicide here. And I guess that usually people, to be fair, people usually are a little bit more interested in the person who does the murdering. You know, we should take that into consideration, but wow. It sure kind of looks like nobody gives a shit about a trans guy getting murdered. The only point that I'm trying to make by comparing the popularity of these search terms of these people's names right here, it is my frustration and sadness for the communities that we're talking about here. Trans feminine people are affected by hyper visibility, where people are, like I said, they're just fucking obsessed with them and want to talk about how deranged, delusional, and dangerous they are, apparently. So if a trans woman does a crime, the transphobes are all fucking over it. But, you know, a trans man doesn't fit these narratives that prove that, like, transness is dangerous and delusional and shit. So when a trans guy gets murdered, or if a trans guy does a crime, or if a trans guy does anything, it's just silence, woman. It is basically how we're treated. Believe it or not, trans men do actually experience misogyny. Who would have guessed? For some reason, there are a couple of people out there who say that trans men don't experience misogyny. Actually, they only experience male privilege because they identify as men. Nah, bitch. I have a uterus. Shut the fuck up. Also, yeah, the invisibility, hyper-invisibility of trans men is a very bad thing. I'd like to see that get better soon. That's one of the reasons why I'm making these videos. Hi, I'm a trans guy. Can you see me? Pay attention to me. We exist. So what you're gonna see from conservatives, transphobes, people who like making anti-trans content, you're gonna see a lot of people talking shit, dead naming and misgendering the deceased Ruby Taverner. And they might throw in the jab to be like, and the guy who was murdered was actually a femoid. And they'll probably throw his dead name in there too, but it's not quite as interesting as the narrative they already have for trans women who are like big, scary, dangerous killers. But yeah, this is sad. If you're curious about my thoughts on this in general, trans people are normal people. Who would guess it? That trans people are, like, also do murders and crimes and bad things like cis people do. Being trans doesn't magically make you a better person. I would say it would be really weird and surprising if trans people didn't also, at a similar rate for our smaller population, if trans people also didn't do creepy shit, bad shit, murdery and violent-y, and abusive shit. It would be weird if trans people didn't do that, right? So anyways, I just wanted to make you guys aware of this situation that happened, and thought it'd be fun to give a little prediction. Let's see, maybe we can react to Blair White's video about this in a couple of weeks.